Okay, today we are going to learn about function notation. Function notation looks something like this. We will usually have the letter F for function, but honestly we can use any letter. And then there will be a parentheses with an X inside it, close parentheses. This is called function notation. This is the exact same thing as just saying y. So when I say y equals, I normally have some kind of equation like y equals 3x plus 1. Well, function notation is just f. The way we say this is f of x. Okay, that's how we say this, f of x. So f of x equals 3x plus 1. Really, f of x and y are the exact same thing. So f of x equals y. So everything you've done this year, whenever we said y equals something, this whole year we could have just said f of x equals something. And let me show you why function notation can be helpful sometimes. Let's say that I want to solve x is 2. Well, then I'd plug in 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, and I would write down y equals 7. And if I just gave you this on a little piece of paper and it said y equals 7, then you would know that y equals 7, but you wouldn't know what the x value was. You'd have one piece of information, and that piece of information would be that y is 7. But when we have f of x, go ahead and just erase this. When we have f of x, whenever we're trying to solve for something, we put that number right here. So f of 2 equals 3 times 2 plus 1. Same as before, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. But now I have f of 2 equals 7. So if I handed this to you on a little piece of paper, well, then I know that my input or my x value is 2, and my output or my y value is 7. So really, the benefit of function notation is just that it gives you a little bit of more information. But the process, everything we use for function notation is still the same. So on your homework, you're going to have to do things like fill in a table. Well, if I gave you a table that said like, whoa, that's a weird f. F of x equals negative 2x plus 9. Well, this is just like y. It's the same thing as just saying y equals negative 2x plus 9. You'll just plug in the x values they give you on the table and solve. Same as if this was an equation in a word problem. They might say f of x, but it's just like y. The process is still the same. If this was something I had to graph, your y-intercept is still 9, your slope is still negative 2. So the fact that they write f of x does not change all the stuff that you already know. It's just another way to represent a function.